Hey there, Chris with KnowYourBest.com here. I recently asked the internet for their top questions on the topic of personal development, and here are the top 7 questions and answers that they gave me. The first one is, does self-improvement work? And it's the most popular question right after, why are you asking me about self-help, weirdo? Despite being a $10 billion industry, there isn't much scientific research on self-help. Without a significant study, really we're just left to anecdotal evidence, maybe some pseudoscience and fairy dust. But let me answer the question with a resounding, let's get a drum roll please. It depends. Depends on what you ask. The first is your goals, right? So self-help is a really broad category, right? Covering everything from decision-making to how to be Pope. Yes, that is literally the title of a self-help book. Everything that could make your life better, right, fits into that category. So let's say the topic was public speaking. Success could mean giving a speech in front of a crowd. The point is that the reader's expectations really determine what success is, right? So the second one is, how you put that information to use. There's sort of this false sense of accomplishment we get from reading a self-help book. Some will just, nod their heads, they'll highlight everything, but they'll do nothing. They're addicted to the emotional high, the intellectual stimulation, the superiority they feel of finding the secret. The lesson is to not let self-help become a hobby. Before you listen to any new material or read something new, start with a goal in mind and take whatever you're learning as really a call to action, right? This isn't just an intellectual exercise. This is a call to actually get something done. The second most common question I got was, what's the number one, best tip you've got from reading a self-help book? I'm actually going to give several. The first one is that mindset matters. And everyone has heard about the power of positivity to the point that it really has become very cliche. It's not that we can or should be positive all the time. I don't think that's realistic. What matters is knowing that the power of your mindset and really becoming more consciously aware of it. The unhappy and unfulfilled, they often aren't even aware of their negative, destructive thoughts. Thus, they don't really do anything to change them. Instead, they usually chalk up poor results to luck or circumstances, so ultimately nothing changes for them. The second tip is that habits really change your life. So, I can't credit this to a single author or a single book, but understanding habit formation has really changed my life. Big goals take consistent, sometimes painful effort, but our motivation is inconsistent. A habit-based approach instead focuses on, small changes, incremental goals, yet total consistency. It's not about losing 20 pounds. It's about working out for 20 minutes every single day. Then do 21 minutes the next day, 22, and one more set, and keep going. Again, success is really about sustainability. The third question was, what is the most significant danger with the self-help industry? My biggest concern right now is this hustle culture. It's really this romanticization, can't say that word, and I'm not going to cut that out, of working nonstop. A lot of blogs and videos, they shame the viewer. They accuse them of being lazy and incompetent or complacent if they don't accomplish every single one of their goals. They might mention, if you're not like Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk, you're some sort of loser. I don't know if that's meant to motivate people. Of course, everyone should work hard, and most people do. But 100-hour weeks of grinding, that might work for a little bit, but that's a surefire way to hit burnout, no matter who you are. Everyone needs some balance. And do you want to be that person with millions in the bank, but no friends or family to enjoy it with? Or suffer an illness because you neglected your health? Probably not, right? So instead, focus on becoming the best person to make yourself proud, right? You don't owe the universe anything. You don't need to prove yourself. No matter what heights of success that you achieve, put your happiness and your mental health first. The fourth question was, what is the best way to improve yourself? I'd say start by examining what matters to you. Is it professional success, relationship success, financial wealth? Be very specific. Life ignores the vague wish and it rewards the exact request. If you're like most people, you might have 10 or more goals. Go through a process of ruthless prioritization, right? Think about which goals inspire you the most, which ones could have a broader impact. Favor those goals that can provide some immediate benefits because that will help motivate you further down the road. Also, I'd recommend finding some leaders that have achieved your goals. Interview them, learn from them, ask them to be your mentor if appropriate. Clarify whatever knowledge and skill gaps that you have and make a plan to fill those in. But here's the key. Don't use a knowledge gap as an excuse for inaction. The truth is that you're never going to know everything. Thus, you're going to mess things up. And those failures will be your best teacher. So don't shy away from those situations, embrace them. The fifth question that I got was, what are the best personal development resources out there? And, there's a lot of stuff out there. There's an avalanche of self-improvement content on the internet. The bad news, there's way too much fucking content. So instead of trying to consume it all, pick some sort of format, whether it's books, audio, classes, whichever suits your learning style. And then choose just a couple of resources from that list below. Here's the list. So best books on self-improvement. I have a link to that I'll put here next to the comments. TED Talks are another great resource. And then YouTube as well is great for quick motivational videos, guided meditations, affirmations. Udemy is a really popular, massive online learning site and teaching marketplace. There's over 100,000 courses on there. Podcasts are also a great resource. Tony Robbins has one. I really like Tim Ferriss's podcast. He interviews a lot of interesting people. The School of Greatness is another one that I recommend. But there's plenty on there. I'm sure you'll find one that works for you. Reddit also is pretty good as well. So there's breaking news, stories, pics, memes, and videos. But there's a ton of subreddits in the personal development space that have some really fascinating answers. Facebook groups and meetups are also great for finding communities of success-minded people that you can learn from and that can learn from you. And the seventh question was, what are some of the best motivators and thought leaders? So these are the actual people that I recommend. And of course, it depends on the topic. Tony Robbins is a classic motivational speaker. His book, Awaken the Giant Within, was a book that really helped me turn my life around. He has a podcast and blog. I think that he's partnered recently with Ray Dalio to specialize in personal finance. So that's great if you're about building your wealth. Dave Ramsey is another good one for financial success and freedom. I like David Goggins and Jocko Willink. These are both ex-Navy SEALs, and they have a really raw, real approach that focuses on self-discipline. So that's great if you're focused on achieving physical goals or business goals. And I mentioned Tim Ferriss, and he interviews guests from many different disciplines in his podcast. Great, exciting interviews and really diverse insights. So those are the questions and my answers. I'd like to ask, what are your questions about self-improvement? Please let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe or go to knowyourbest.com to get great self-improvement tips every single week. Thanks a lot.